I'm Carolyn Holzman, and this is Confessions of an SEO. Most episodes are around 15 minutes, and they are meant to entertain and maybe offer an alternative perspective on SEO. I'll admit, I can be a contrarian sometimes. Here we go. Welcome to Confessions of an SEO. This is the last episode of season 4. Wow, we made it. So let's start right off with a confession. This episode was tardy. And the beautiful thing about podcasts is that you can listen to them anytime, anywhere, and never know that. See, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to transparency. So it really is New Year's Eve. I've been up since before 5 a.m. and my back is against my own self-declared backstop of lunchtime. Turns out releasing a new indexing service has legs. Sunday, I had a conversation with my friend Jesper Nissen about indexing. And we didn't just have it privately, we put it on YouTube. So if you want to watch or listen to it, you can Google my name and the word indexing. I think it's the first one. It is on Jesper's channel, and you would do well to subscribe to it. He also has some cloud stacking software as well as a schema writer, which you might want to check out. I will be putting the link in the description. It is such a pleasure to be able to offer the indexing service to my fellow SEOers. I've got something brewing in the works to really push the awareness about the service out a little further. And I also had a conversation with another colleague whose opinion I respect and trust. And he reminded me of the timing of all of this being a little eerie. You know, the coming on with this platform and service timed with, accidentally, with the removal of the Google indexing API from general use. Now, I mean, the API is still there. Excuse me. You can set it up. You can submit a page. You can see it fire off in the cloud service dashboard. And if you didn't know any better, you'd think, great, that worked. But it doesn't. No bot comes to the site. Kind of important if you're using a tool to know if it really does the job it's supposed to do. Now, I bet for those who publish job openings and live events, it probably does. Since I don't have access to that type of content for real, there's no way yet for me to say 100% that it works in those cases. But it probably does. So, just for sure, when it comes to Indexilla, timing has been everything. I am enjoying playing host with it all. I mean, as things are getting started and more people are coming to the platform, hundreds of URLs are getting processed every hour or so. I've been able to, because I was asked by some customers, to go look at what they were trying to get indexed and let them know in cases where they weren't finding some of them indexed. Fun fact, and it makes sense. There is a distinction in backlink platforms that provide public links. Now, a public link, is the kind of URL where you don't have to already be signed into the site with an account to be able to view the contents of that page. Well, a public link doesn't automatically mean an indexable link. And you know why? Some of those public links, which while we can access them without signing in, the site owner has set the site to no indexed. Shocker, right? Now, I know in the past, I'm going to raise my hand and just say I was conflating a public link with an indexable link in my head. And it explains so much in hindsight as I think back to, different link structures, and there's a simple method to check, to find out. If you know about Google's little rich snippet testing tool, see how I did a play on Little Richard, right? Little Rich snippet testing tool. Yeah, it's a pain to do anything manually because you have to put them in one at a time. But You can make up your own curated list of indexable public links. And I will tell you right now, you won't find Penzoo on that list. What's really cool for me also is that this type of work flows really well with the crawl or no crawl research. It's nice to know if you're using an indexer, for instance, is Google friendly to new content at this particular moment, right? Also, if one understands the period of time now, that Google takes with new content, in 2015, you submitted it, it was in, you were done. That is not the case anymore. Google takes its time. And if there's going to be, a little wobbly whatever, it's always going to be around new content that it doesn't already know. So for me, and I assume for pretty much everybody else in SEO, it kind of relieves the stress, of blaming oneself for not being able to find content when you expect to find content. I'm putting together a mini course on indexation. Everybody wants it, and everybody doesn't know the process. I'm going to put it on Indexilla. I'll let you know when it's up there. It's not there now. Hint, it's mechanical, not magic. And sure, ultimately, it could be your fault that particular page doesn't get indexed and served. But what that means is you still have options. Once you try and don't get in, it doesn't mean you've punched your card, right? So metaphorically speaking, jumping out a window is not your only choice. So I have spent really my morning providing customer service to the Indexilla customers, and I'm really enjoying it. And as I gaze into next year, just so you know, I'm just looking at my to-do list for tomorrow. But I've got a presentation on Monday for a group of SEOs about, we do this like the first Monday of every month, and this topic this week is going to be about schema testing. Now, before you get all hot and bothered about it, I'm not testing schema in the way that everybody sort of knee reflexes into that. Oh, is this going to help me get to number one? Is this going to help me rank? Is this okay? Hold on. We have to really kind of understand schema a little bit. Will it make your pages rank better? Well, what I'm testing at least may not obviously help, but that is the goal, right? Now I'm going back to, I think it was episode 48, kind of like I can test that better and for real. Since that show, because I do believe in putting my money where my mouth is, I'm now running 4 schema tests to answer the question, can one index a page with schema only? Literally a blank page with only schema. So this Monday, this is the first Monday SEO training it'll be with the RFR guys, Patrick and Gary. I'll actually be teaching and sharing how others can run their own schema tests to answer the same question. I will be showing URLs. I will be showing pages. I will be sharing the source code. So if you want to know how to do this, you got to know how to copy and paste, set up a domain or a subdomain, and you too can run your own schema test. Happy New Year, people! That's it for me this year. Wishing you and yours warmest wishes for a Happy New Year. May we all be well, happy, and healthy. Check out Indexilla, which is my indexer based on my indexation research. It is not based using the Google Indexing API and is safe for every use, even your money site. If you need help with your site and you're not sure where to dig, contact my office. My specialty is forensic SEO. Where there are weaknesses in sites, I find the reasons to do them differently. To stay on the cutting edge of the state of indexing, check out Crawl or No Crawl on Substack. You can find it by searching crawl or no crawl. And lo and behold, it even has its own knowledge graph. You'll find a little picture on the right-hand side of the SERPs. Thank you for being a listener. I hope I can count on seeing you next year. Oh, what am I meaning? Next week for more SEO conversations, observations, and testing stories. If you have questions or topic ideas, I'd love to hear from you. You can text Confessions at 512-222-3132. Thanks again, and until next year, I'll see you in the SERPs.